Hello everyone, so I know I have not been posting really that much on this channel, but it's just been a bit of a weird year for me. I'm usually at work a lot and it's just not been the time, but we have some more Merlin news, which is what I feel like this whole channel is, other than going to the theme parks, because that is basically one of the main theme park operators in the UK. Merlin Entertainments are basically letting go of the whole of the Blackpool attractions, which has been seen as being really bad because, as we already know, there's been talks of sea life going, which I will put here where I was talking about it. There has been rumours of sea lifes all being sold off, other than the London and Birmingham, I believe, but I say it here, I can't remember right now. It stands right now, Blackpool, Tower, Circus, Ballroom, Madame Tussauds and the Dungeons are all not going to be owned by Merlin. So if you do have the Merlin pass, you can use, if you bought it before the 1st of August, you can still actually use it until December, but if you buy it after August the 1st, you cannot use them this year. So that will be it. So I don't really know what that means for Merlin as a whole. Like, obviously, like Madame Tussauds and the Dungeons are their brands, so that is a bit of an odd one that they've decided to get rid of them. But we have seen them trying to cut budgets, cut everything, and they obviously weren't making the money that they needed to. So all these attractions are now going back to their original owner, which is the council. So the council tourist company. So they are taking the dungeon back and all that. No, they're taking that whole complex back, but Merlin will still be owning the sea lives, which is very odd because, as I said, they're on about getting rid of the sea lives, and Blackpool was one of the ones they were going to act. You know, if you're away from Thorpe Park, Chessington, Legoland, London, you don't really have a lot of Merlin attractions this side anyway. So, you know, if you go to Blackpool, which you make a big thing of it, you go to the Pleasure Beach and all that lot, obviously you would have a day, as if you were going to London, you would have a day, if you have the passes, where you'd rinse them and use them and try and make the money back from it. But now it just feels like, why have we actually got these passes? Because of course they will not change how much you pay for these passes. I mean, we pay for the subscription for the passes, so we got the gold ones, but I mean, yeah, I know we did go to Thorpe Park and it was amazing, but where's the value going to come from if they're going to get rid of all of their midway attractions? Obviously they would never get the ones, I mean, they might lose the ones in London, but I highly doubt it. They're probably the biggest, like, money giving thing. I don't really think they would do that, but to see the whole of Blackpool attractions just go like that, and them to just, because obviously they did lease it from the council, because, you know, it's such a historical building with a circus and the ballroom. It's such a historical building, which you could really have the argument that Merlin just sort of cash grabbed on it, which I do. They are a massive cash grabber. We all know it. We ain't going to sugarcoat it. You pay all this money and they just get rid of everything, and why? I don't know why they actually do this, but are people going to start cancelling Merlin subscriptions or not renew their pass now? Because we're just seeing so many different things that are just not really looking great for the brand. So does this also mean that Merlin have just not repaid the lease on this building because it's just not making the money that is needed to pay this whole thing off? Because of course, London being the capital, there's so many tourists there. Blackpool, tourists don't really go there. It's as sort of, you know, English people go to Blackpool for a holiday. Are they people not spending money there? Because they are so expensive if you want to just go in one. Like, it's like £30. Sometimes as well you can get a really good experience in somewhere, and other times you just don't, which I will make a video about. We did the Dungeons in London, and then that put us off all the Merlin lot. Even though it was theoretically free, we still didn't go in anything, but I will make a separate video about that. But yeah, this has just not seemed like a good time. I just feel like people might just start cancelling stuff, not renewing, because Midway attractions just make up the money for us at the end of the day, like as pass holders. They're always good to have, because if you go like, you know, you've got like smaller sea lives and that, like the Hunstanton, Great Yarmouth, I think that's all the ones I can think of right now. If they're going to get rid of all them and then it's just going to be the main theme park and the whole of the London lot, what would be the point in having one? Merlin is second to Disney, like in the amount of money and the company. It just doesn't really feel like it. They just seem to not care about things. And if they put the passes, like the money down, that'd be great. Compensate for what you're doing, and then, you know, people might like you more, because it's all money, I guess. So yeah, so it's just a bit of a rant / informational video. So just remember, if you still have the pass, like right now, if you've bought it now before the 1st of August, you can still go until December. But if you haven't bought one and you're thinking about doing it for summer maybe or something, you cannot go to Blackpool and use your pass there. But we might, on the other hand, this company, well, the council could take over, which I find this very, very unlikely, but the council, they could take over and actually reduce the prices and make everything a little bit better, because, as I said, Merlin are money thieving bastards. But hopefully that happens and it's a lot better, because, you know, those buildings, well, that building is historical and I guess it has sort of been ruined by Merlin, but good for the passes. So Blackpool written off now for Merlin. I mean, just the sea lives are a little bit boring anyway. I mean, I do like them, but when you've seen one, you've seen them all. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, give me a subscribe. I'm going to try and make some more videos now, because it's just been, 2025 has just been a really weird one. Like, I don't know, but obviously I still have my passion for theme parks. I just can't go every day like some people can.